already said about Brown versus the Board of Education. What is the purpose of this office, and how does that fit into that?
We, at Tennessee State University, we want to create a very diverse student body. We have one of the most diverse faculties of any college probably in the United States, and we are really trying to keep a diverse student body as well. One of the things that I work with is retention programs, for example, to make sure that not only we receive, minority students want to come to the university, but they want to stay. I have various organizations that I serve as the advisor for or work with, but all the organizations that I work with are not strictly for minority students. They are diversity organizations, and the primary focus is to have multicultural membership bases in those. So my goal is to have the minority students at TSU to become integrated in university life and in campus activities to feel as they are a part of the university as any other student.
You mentioned, and I think we talked about the Office of Minority Affairs, but you point out that you're not only concerned with minority affairs, but there are also other areas in diversity that you're concerned with, age and et cetera, et cetera. Let's talk about it from that perspective. How does that help to create diversity? Talk about it.
Well, one thing that came out as a result of the consent decree is our Geyer Non-Traditional Student Scholarship. It's geared toward returning students or students who have been out of school for at least 2 years that are returning to school, and it's to get more non-traditional. Tennessee State, as you're well aware of, has a broad base of non-traditional students, but we're trying to still increase the number of non-traditional students at the university and the number of minority students. And that scholarship that was introduced last year is one means to do that.
And of course, when you mention Office of Minority Affairs on the campus of Tennessee State University, you can also say that there is an Office of Minority Affairs, essentially the same kind of office on other institutions, Austin P and et cetera, et cetera.
They go various names, multicultural affairs, but yes, just about every university has some type of office. In Tennessee, I would be the only one that minority group would be Caucasian, of course, which presents a unique situation, just by the mere fact that white students coming to TSU, it's the first time in their life, for most of them, they've been a minority. So it's a new experience, but it's also an experience that they can carry with them throughout the rest of their life. So.
Now, having had contact with a large number of students who might fall into that category, what do you find to be their general reaction in terms of that kind of situation, coming into being, for the first time, a minority in a majority situation?
Well, I think a lot of them are prepared. They know Tennessee State University is a historically black school, and they're prepared for that. I'm not sure how you prepare yourself to be a minority for the first time. Most people that are minorities are born minorities. So here you are, 18 years old, and for the first time in your life, I am a minority. But it kind of gives them an appreciation for the issues that face minority students in general. So I think most of them come in geared to handle that. And when they find out that our university is really accepting of all students, and that we have, our campus is a beautiful campus. That's one thing I think is an advantage for me when I work with recruiting minority students is, sometimes through negative press, a lot of students out in the Nashville and surrounding area have not heard the positive things that TSU has to offer. And then when they come to our campus, they're blown away by the beautiful campus, how well it's maintained, about how friendly people are and how they're treated. So my job's relatively easy when they come on, come out to TSU for the first time.
When you talk about minority, let's look at diversity. I think you also indicated that Tennessee State University not only is involved with an Office of Minority Affairs, but it's concerned about diversity. You talk about age and et cetera. Let's look at it from that perspective. What is your office doing in terms of helping to enhance or further create diversity among students? Those individuals, for example, who might be physically challenged or whatever.
Well, we also, for the ones that have physical disabilities, we have a disabled student services that represent them and deal with those issues. Like I said, some of the organizations that I work with, Campus Kaleidoscope is one of them, retaining the students. The way that we create and keep a diverse environment at TSU is to retain the minority students that are there so they don't come there for 1 year and leave. So as far as diversity and maintaining diversity is offering them programs that get them into the mainstream of the university, and to also bring in the majority students, the African American students, into these same organizations to where they're brought together. You know, I think a lot of times there are a lot of misperceptions. A lot of the African American students think that the only students, white students that come to TSU are on, say, minority scholarship. They come there for scholarships. Well,
speak to that. Is that
yeah, that is the furthest from the truth. You know, for the first time, the overall student population